An Australian man exposed his genitals at a Hungry Jack following a Super Viagra orgy. Russia wants to build a safe space for conservative Americans to live in. And a dead man woke up after the ambulance hit a pothole. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the universe. An Australian man avoids jail after exposing his penis at Hungry Jack's following a Super Viagra orgy. That's a bit of a title there, I have to say. This could be already up for best title of 2024. An Australian man has avoided prison after he visited a Hungry Jack's drive-thru with a visible erection. He claimed he was suffering from the effects of something called Super Viagra. Wow, what is Super Viagra? Probably something that lasts 10 times longer than regular Viagra. Sounds like it hurts, to be honest with you. I don't know if I could handle the Super Viagra. Might want to de-escalate to the non-Super Viagra if you plan on, I don't know, going out to dinner after your orgy. This guy's name is David Richardson. He's from Humpty Doo. Humpty Doo, what's that? It's a place where they do a lot of humping, apparently. There's orgies there. Humpty Doo? How could this be a real place? He pleaded guilty at the Darwin local court and was given a good behavior bond. What is a good behavior bond? No, look at it. I have a good behavior bond. No, don't look down. Eyes up here, buddy. Just look at my good behavior bond. I'm behaving good. They gave me a bond. This guy's lawyer, Pete, told the court his client had taken a substance known as Pit Bull Super, which is a form of Super Viagra. I've never heard of Pit Bull Super. Sounds like the name of a death metal band, Pitbull Super. The Viagra Boys is already being used. Pitbull Super, is this like gas station Viagra? I got so many questions. Oh, I tell you, they really know how to party in Australia. They really do. Those Aussies, they go full tilt. They're like, Viagra? Nah, that's not going to cut it. Oh, I need the Pitbull Super Viagra. I want the effects to last for days and days. This substance contains multiple erectile dysfunction medicines because one ain't good enough in Australia. And the substance promises on the packet to, quote, give a man an erection that lasts for days. I don't know why you would want an erection that lasts for days. I suppose if the orgy is going to last for days, then you want an erection that lasts for days. But who can spend days at an orgy? I mean, just one day orgy, that's plenty. I mean, you're going to just rub yourself raw after that. After enjoying his time at the orgy with, quote, a number of young ladies, the 51-year-old Richardson reportedly remained rigid, and his penis began to split. What? His penis began to split? I've never heard of that. Like an overcooked hot dog? How does your penis split? Man, this is some crazy Super Viagra. He went to eat. His penis began to split, so he decided to go to eat. I would have went to the hospital if my penis was splitting. That's just me. It says here, his lawyer explained Richardson's genitals were too sensitive to wear shorts at that moment. So instead, he draped a towel over his genital area and went through the drive-thru of Hungry Jack's, the home of the Whopper. Yeah, I mean, I just learned that Burger King in Australia is called Hungry Jack's. So they still have the Whopper, apparently, but they couldn't afford to license the name Burger King, I believe. This guy's rolling up to the drive-thru with his own Whopper. It says all of this, including his genitals, unfortunately, were witnessed by a 16-year-old Hungry Jack's employee who was reduced to tears by the experience. Oh, my goodness. Brought the 16-year-old to tears with your splitting Whopper, Richardson. This case's bizarre details have made headlines worldwide. One person on social media said, quote, he should have been at the doctor, perhaps, not at the Hungry Jack's drive-thru. Yeah, thanks, Captain Obvious. The Judge Austin, agreed that this medication, what's the name of it again? Pitbull Viper. The pit bull viper, the judge says, looked dangerous and suggested that Richardson should have instead considered Uber Eats at that moment rather than the drive-thru. This judge has a sense of humor. The lawyer says that there was no evidence of sexual motivation for Richardson's decision, and the judge agreed. They have handed down a 9-month good behavior bond. And the judge told Richardson that he had left the 16-year-old girl who served him traumatized. The judge says, I hope you're never in that position again. Unfortunately, you might attract a bit more attention because of what happened. Richardson says, quote, that pill was way too strong. I'm surprised it's legal to sell that stuff. I'll tell you, I was in a lot of pain. Wasn't trying to flash anyone. Just wanted to grab a feed and go home, really. Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like he was just trying to get some grub on the way home. I don't think he was trying to get busy in a Hungry Jack's bathroom. He should have covered up better, though. I mean, at that point, I don't think a towel is enough. You need some tinted windows. Richardson claimed it actually took several days to recover from the effects of this Super Viagra. Where do you get this Super Viagra? I'm asking for a friend. Russia wants to build a safe space for conservative Americans to move to. Gotta say, I think this is an amazing idea. I approve of this. I'll even chip in for the flights to send them over there. You want a dictator so bad? Well, we'll give you one. We'll give you the number one in the world. Is he the number one dictator? Putin? He's up there with that Chinese man and the North Korean fatty. It says here, Russia is looking to build on its budding relationship with American conservatives, literally, amid Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine and the American Republican Party splitting on its support for the defending nation. Russian authorities apparently are launching construction of a very special village outside Moscow. This village will be dedicated to conservative-minded Americans and Canadians as well. Well, not so fast, Russia. I'm a little suspicious. I mean, what happens if the conservatives move over there and then Russia immediately gives them uniforms and a free vacation to Ukraine? That could be something they're trying here. I don't know. Let's keep reading. Let's find out what it is they're trying to build, what they're offering. It says the village would harbor the likes of 200 families who might want to emigrate for what they're saying are ideological reasons. For this story, they interviewed a Russian lawyer who claims that some of these tens of thousands of Americans will want to move to Russia because they are traditional Catholics who very strongly believe in the prophecy that Russia will remain the only Christian country in the world. Among other reasons, some of the attraction has to do with radical values. This person says, quote, today, they even have 70 genders in the United States. It is not known what will happen next. I think there's more than 70 genders, actually, if we're going to really break it down and be truthful. But, I mean, as far as strange ideologies go, 70 genders isn't as strange as some of the ideologies that these fundamentalist Christians are walking around with. I mean, some of them refuse to believe that dinosaurs existed. And according to this lawyer, these future expats would help fund the village. I think you could find other people to fund the village, people that want to not be around fundamentalist Christians. Jonesy, are you going to go hard on fundamentalist Christians right now? No. I'm going to keep it cool, guys. I'm going to say, hey, you want to go to Russia? Go ahead. Go, don't forget your gloves and your hat and your scarf if you're going to live in Siberia. Now it says here, Americans are in fact expressing increased desires to flee the U.S., not because there are 70 genders or too many vegetarians, but because of relentless and widespread attacks on abortion rights and LGBTQ people's civil rights as well. For these people, Russia's own, quote, traditional posturing on such issues might seem attractive. There's such policies in Russia as policing the demonstration of LGBTQ behavior, banning Russians, in fact, from suggesting that being gay is actually normal, and outlawing all forms of media that could be seen as promoting such, quote, gay propaganda. Not to mention the growing crackdown on free speech over there, especially when it comes to criticism of the government and the invasion of Ukraine. So sounds like an attractive environment for some. I mean, they're building you a little miniature Idaho over there in Russia. Enjoy. Bring your snow shovel. I say you build one of these in North Korea and China as well. Just spread them out. And wherever you find dictatorships with very little freedom and people that hate the gays, you could build these little, I guess you could call them habitats for stupidity, maybe. Be careful what you're asking for, though, Russia. I mean, you think you're attracting like normal Christians, but you're going to get some squirrely ones over there. I think Russians might be shocked to find out some of the values. Wait a minute. Come on now. You don't really believe Earth is only 2,500 years old, do you? Wait a minute. What is with these multiple wives situation? One wife, not multiple wives.
Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money, all in one place and for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record and edit on your phone or computer, send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video podcasting options as well. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions too. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man.
Yay! A dead man wakes up after the ambulance hits a pothole. A man was declared dead by some doctors. However, this man woke up after his ambulance hit a pothole on the road. The astonishing incident was reported from Haryana. This is a story out of India. We have 80-year-old Darshan Singh Brar. He's receiving treatment and recovering, but is very much alive thanks to potholes, apparently. I didn't know potholes actually worked better than CPR. If that's the case, I mean, just drive around Los Angeles with your dead bodies in the back of your car. Potholes everywhere. Yeah, I love it. One of the most wealthy cities in the world is just filled with potholes. Just can't get the roads in order. And then they charge us so much for taxes. It's just out of control over here. Anyways, enough of my personal gripes about potholes in an expensive city that I pay expensive taxes in. According to the media, Brar's body was being taken from a hospital in Patiala, Punjab, to his home near Kanal in an ambulance when the vehicle hit a large pothole. At Brar's home, mourners had already gathered to pay their last respects to the octogenarian. Wood had been collected for the cremation. Food was laid out. However, in the ambulance, his grandson noticed movement in his hand, even sensed a heartbeat. Brar's grandson asked the ambulance driver to head to the nearest hospital. Doctors there declared Brar actually alive. One of Darshan Singh Brar's grandsons, named Balwan Singh, told the media a few days ago the 80-year-old complained of not feeling well. Balwan Singh's brother took Brar to a hospital in Patiala for treatment. There, he was kept on a ventilator for 4 days before doctors declared him dead. Last rites were performed, and relatives and friends, local residents who knew him were informed what had happened, and they all gathered to mourn his passing. A tent had even been set up, and food had been arranged for the mourners. While Brar's body was being transported to his home, the ambulance hit a pothole in Dand village in Haryana, and Brar's grandson noticed no longer dead. Grandpa was, in fact, alive. He has since been referred to a hospital in Nising and is now at the Rawal Hospital in Karnal. His condition is critical. His new doctor says, "We cannot say that the patient had actually died. When he was brought to us, he was breathing and had blood pressure as well as a pulse. We don't know what happened at the other hospital, whether it was a technical error or may have been something else." Well, obviously, this is a technical problem. The first hospital totally screwed up. You don't say a guy's dead for 4 days and then he wakes up upon hitting a pothole. A little rustling of the body wakes him up. He obviously was alive on some little minute level, just above the surface of death. I think. I don't know what you call that. I'm not a doctor. Although, sometimes I think I'm smarter than these dumb doctors. I really do. All that schooling, and they just act like idiots, half of them. It's really It's frustrating, especially given what they're being paid. I don't know what you pay doctors in India. I guess I'm referring to doctors in my country. I can't imagine hospitals in India being great, though. Oh, imagine finding yourself in a hospital in India. Wait, I'm not dead yet. No, you'll be any moment. No, I feel quite well, actually. I feel like going for a walk.
I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
No sleep till weird news. You guys know the jam. Thank you for spending some time with this maniac named Jonesy recording in a closet. I appreciate your loyal listenership. I really do. I also appreciate the review I got on Amazon from Tom P. This news is weird AF. Here's the review. 5 stars, by the way, from Tom P. And I'm grateful. We usually like to start our mornings by listening to the Alexa Flash Brief. Well, my local boring news channel dropped their daily brief, and I ended up stumbling upon Weird AF News while looking for an alternate podcast and was immediately intrigued. Jonesy, you are pretty fly for a white guy, and we love listening to your stories, songs, and life inside the closet. You make us laugh out loud daily. Keep up the humor and the hijinks. Tom and Tammy from Loveland, Colorado. What an amazing little couple from Loveland, Colorado. Tom and Tammy, give them a big shout out. By the way, I appreciate you calling me fly for a white guy, and I really appreciate that you use the word hijinks. That's an amazing word that we should all use more often. I don't know why people don't use it. Hijinks is hilarious. I also enjoy tomfoolery. That's another one. So shout out to Tom and Tammy in Colorado. Hope you're staying warm over there. I also got a nice comment on YouTube from Frank Lanier. Jonesy, you are pure comic genius. Started listening to today's episode thinking, what a good rapper you are. Then you ended with a little freestyle. What came in between blew my mind. Definitely give you all my money once I get these phishing scams hooked up. Ha ha. Love connecting the dots on your topics. Last Monday's Smoke episode was great, with Smokey the Bear / Bigfoot as the missing link. I'm sure he smokes a lot. You know they have a great Thai stick in Nepal, so I guess the Yeti is covered as well. Mystery solved. And definitely another good food episode, Jonesy. Loved your deep-fried BOC comment. Did you know Blue Oyster Cult is still on tour after all these years? Just found out their symbol has to do with time travel. There are no coincidences, really, but even though I am dismembered, I love the body of Christ. Now, I might be offended if you made fun of the Jews or Ukrainians, but go ahead and mock the Christians all you want, Jonesy. Those in power surely deserve it. I'm definitely born again. No shame on the name, but I guess you could say I'm deep fried now. Deeply free, so I'm getting some of that deep fried you mentioned on the side. Not just Oreos or Twinkies, Jonesy, but the deep freedom, you know. Way to go, bro. Keep on going, and good luck with your life and flow, man. Ooh, good luck with your life and flow, man. I like that. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's a great comment, Frank. You're a very funny guy and very poetic. And I have to say, there's a lot of poetry in that comment as well. I like your command of the language. Very, very colorful. Very, very good. I have some pretty cool listeners, I have to say. A very fortunate man, really, to be doing this dumb little podcast inside a closet, making fun of everything and singing stupid song parodies, and then people are just like, man, this is comic genius. I'm like, really? Is it? Okay. If you say so. I'm just glad people enjoy it. All right, we'll keep doing it. Well, if you guys want to leave me a review on Amazon or iTunes, also known as Apple Podcasts, that would be helpful. You can also give me 5 stars if you're listening on Spotify. You can't really write an overall review of the show. You could give it 5 stars, though, and it only takes like 2 seconds. So I would appreciate that if you're listening on Spotify. Make sure you subscribe to the show as well if you'd like to hear more of this. I do Weird News 5 days a week, and on Friday it's only Weird News from the state of Florida, as my listeners know. If you want to email the show, it's funnyjones@gmail.com, and we have a phone number as well. You can call 646-450 2012. And if you'd like to support the show by joining the Patreon or buying Jonesy a cup of coffee, just go to the official website, weirdafnews.com. And on the homepage, you can click on the image of the coffee cup or the Patreon banner as well. So anyways, I appreciate all of you. I won't keep you any longer. We'll see you tomorrow. And good luck with your life, man.